again, I think the third game in a row, our defense and our rebounding has just disappeared on us, and we have to find a way to get back to defending at a percentage that will give us a chance to win and rebounding the ball. But you know, we have not done that the last 3 games, and that's where it starts. So credit to Auburn for making plays, but certainly disappointed in our effort defensively again today.
Questions?
Coach, you touched on defense, but I wanted to ask you about the half-court offense. It seemed at times you guys were patient, found an open look, but at other times it was kind of forced into a turnover or something. How would you evaluate your half-court offense tonight?
Well, we ended up with a decent, you know, with him we shoot just under the 45%. You know, I thought we had some very costly turnovers that led to baskets the other way. We were disappointed in our backcourt play, and you know, obviously it's been a challenge to replace, you know, Frazier, and we haven't found a way to effectively do that yet. And I thought that in the backcourt we could have played much better, but you know, offensively we end up at 45%, and you know, if we defend where we used to defend, we'd have been in a position to win the game, but we obviously didn't do that.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the rebounding. Just what do you think went wrong in that department? Do you think you were out-hustled, or the ball's just not falling your way, or what do you think?
Well, sometimes the smaller guy has an advantage because they're quicker to the ball, but you know, if you're really getting after it, you'll find a way to get you a couple of rebounds, and we haven't been as physical on the glass as we need to be.
Mark, you mentioned the defense for these 3 games, but how much of that responsibility falls on the coaching staff to have these guys ready to play?
Well, it all falls on the coaching staff. You know, it all falls on the coach. It all falls on me. I'll take 100% of the responsibility. 100. Okay? And that's an accurate statement. It's on me. Okay? If I can, you know, that's totally on the coach to make sure that we have a scheme ready to go. Now, the individual has to emotionally and mentally get themselves ready to play, but we got to find a way to push those buttons, and the responsibility totally falls on me.
Any more questions?
Were you encouraged by Rayshon's offense, the types of shots he was taking, and to get him in a groove again?
Well, you know, he's had a very tough month. I don't know how many minutes our freshman played tonight, probably 55 or so. And we're playing a lot of, you know, those guys in some key times, and some mistakes that freshmen make can be costly. I thought offensively he finally came through today. You know, he's got to learn to play both hands, but he took a step forward offensively for sure.
As far as getting back to defending the way you want, what do you think needs to be fixed? Is it a technique issue, or is it like a mental motivation issue?
It's, you know, it starts with guarding the basketball. You got to be able to guard the dribble without fouling, and then if you put help around it or you force rotations, you got to do that effectively. But it starts with our ability to guard the ball, and we didn't do that very well today.
Coach, obviously Bryce Brown didn't play tonight, but Jared Harper had a great game. How much of that was on the defense, or how much of that was also Jared's just a really good player?
Well, Jared's a really good player. You know, he is a good player. He shot the ball in. I thought we gave him some really easy looks in the first half. We did a little better job on him in the second half, but give the kid credit.
Coach, speak on defensive rebounding. Looking ahead to Wednesday's game in Florida, I mean, what type of challenges do you see in Florida, and how may it help you that you beat them 2 weeks ago?
Well, the fact that we beat Florida the first time, you know, that's not going to be any help on Wednesday night. We got to get back and maybe defend like we did against Florida, but we haven't seen that in a couple games. So we'll have to regroup and see if we can find an effective way to slow them down. I don't think, to be honest with you, against Florida, that we've made some serious errors in how we wanted to play defensively in that game, and it just didn't get exposed. And you know, we have to get more stable there.
To follow up on your comment about replacing Frazier, you spoke a lot in the preseason about the leadership that would be lost with Frazier. Can you talk about the on-court that you referenced earlier? you know, what were your expectations and where have you been disappointed in that regard?
Well, I don't think that we ever thought that someone would be the kind of leader that Frazier was, because he was the best we've ever had. But it's our ability to get us an offense, to break down defenses, draw some fouls, and really, you know, make a shot when need be. And obviously he was a terrific player and big shoes to fill, and we just haven't consistently, you know, done that. And those kids have had some good games. Turtle's had some good games, and Tyree's had some good games, and T-Shawn too. But consistently we got to make some progress there.
Coach Ray Sean overall this year, how do you assess his growth, and then where does he need to grow a little bit more?
Well, you know, he defensively obviously still has, you know, some things to learn and get better at. You know, offensively he's had such a tough month. Just finding, you know, where he can consistently get his shots, and then when he gets them, you know, just polishing the skill level to where he can take advantage of those.
When you guys are struggling as much as you are in the one-loss column recently, does that affect confidence, and are they mentally attached defensively like you need them to be?
Yeah, I think obviously our confidence has been shaken. That, you know, we have 6 out of 9 on the road, and I think they got the best of us, and so I think our confidence certainly has been shaken. But it comes down to executing some fundamental things.
Coach, what were they doing to kind of deny Yante tonight? Because he was 8 for 10 from the field. His only misses were from 3-point range. Just what were they doing to kind of just keep him from getting the ball and getting shots up?
Well, obviously they had several possessions of zone where they you know, kept a couple guys attached to him, and when we got it to him, he did a nice job finishing. But again, we shoot, you know, just at 45%. You know, it's our turnovers that led to baskets in our defensive field goal percentage that kills us. You know, Yante gets 10 shots. Would we have liked him had a few more? Maybe. But you know, they obviously, as everybody has, is trying to surround him, and for the most part, he's found a way to still score in those situations.
Last question? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.